Hello and welcome to Attingham Park. This video is going to be slightly different. We are setting up a bit of a Autodrive course. Now, I am by no means an expert, but thought this would be a good idea, and so did the guys on Discord. So, yeah, we're going to have a go at tweaking the Autodrive course that's already there, adding our own little elements, and yeah, making it work for us. Hopefully I'll be able to link this on my Discord, and yeah, so you can use it if you wish. So as you'll have seen, we've done a loop off the road around the farmyard, and we are sat now by the cow barn. So we're going to go down to our little Autodrive menu down here, and we're going to click this one to create and edit a target. So we will call this cow barn. Really original with my names. So there we go. So super. What I think we're going to do is we'll loop back up to the main route. We'll then do a spline or a junction off that and round into the yard and create a waypoint there. So let's head round there and see how we get on. So first stop on the way round is field 30. Can't see the numbers. I am very sorry. Field 36. So we are going to pull forward ever so slightly. There we go. We will call this one field 36, and we'll call it wait. Now, I may tweak that in the future to move it into the field once we've had a mess around with the entrance area maybe. So now what we can do, we've got that created, we can pull round into the yard. Let's just, there we go. So what we can do here is, you'll see we've got a blue course up ahead, so we can, he says, there we go. So we click this point and the one here, and then we click on this one and the one here. So that is now a two-way route. So if anything is ever coming this way and there's a tractor or vehicle or whatever going out of the farm in the direction I've just moved the mouse, then it should wait here. So all good there. So what we can do now is continue pulling forward. There we go. Now, I always do this with a trailer. I think you get a better idea of how the vehicle is going to turn and react. So yeah, that's what I do. So now we're going to make our way to probably this point here, and we will, no, back up a little bit. We don't want that one, we want this one. We'll hit record again, and we will just drive round in a loop, trying to keep it kind of smooth. And we'll pull up here, turn off record for a second, hit the create and edit a target, and we'll call this one main farm. There we go. Okay, so now we need to exit. So what we're going to do is start recording again. Now, I'm not sure here whether I want the vehicles to go almost a one-way system. So what I think we'll do for now is start pulling forward, hit the record, and we will loop this back to here, click that and onto that one there. Cool. Turn off record, and now what we're going to try is send that tractor to the cow barn. Okay, well, it's working. Edging its way around, which is not a problem. It's as long as it's not going to go careering into anything, I'm not too fussed. So like I said before, this is the way I do it. I'll create a few points. I'll then check that they can actually access those points. And that's looking alright so far. It is taking its time. But we'll get the notification in a minute that it has reached cow barn. There we go. Super. So now we'll test it going into the main farm. Actually, no, we won't. We'll test field 36 weight first. There we go. So again, it's going to pull up and make its way to the weight point. So now that we know that the field 36 weight works, we can send the driver to the main farm. Now it's worth saying for those that are watching and also will hopefully be watching the Let's Play. There we go. I have set the driver wages to 0 for this particular exercise. So there we go. It's took the corner nicely, and now it's going to work its way around to the main farm target. So there we go. Super. So we know that that little course around our farm works well. So now we need to look at the rest of the course. So we're just at this junction near to the farm, and you can see from the courses in front of us that it's already very extensive. So there's not a lot to create. There's points where you've got a route heading down to the BGA and coming back up that don't connect into the main road route, but that's fine. So we are at here at this point. So if we click this one here and then this one, and then we roll the mouse, that is then going to give us a course into there. Now that's fine, but we may also want one for coming from a different direction. So let's just check we're not recording the course, that is. Make sure I'm recording the video. So when we exit, what we could do is if we join back up onto the route heading out away from the farm, we could then maybe record a loop back round here and maybe do it that way, I think. So again, clicking that point there and finding one probably here, I think, and roll the mouse wheel. There we go. So now we can drive down towards the BGA. We know that this route is already set for us, so we'll go and set up a target down at the BGA. So at the BGA now, and you'll see I have filled the trailer with silage, so that will give us a trigger to unload. So if we just back up a little bit, I want to be on this point here. So we'll record, and I'm not quite happy with that, so right mouse button and drag that where you want it. I'm going to turn off record a second, and I'm going to pull forward, so I want to be on that point. See, this is where trying to do auto drive courses and record at the same time, for me anyway, gets a bit tricky. So click again, and then we'll pull forward, and we will wait for the trigger to appear, and then we'll go past it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so stop recording there and just start that again. There we go. Now BGA, and this will be unload, and we want to link that to that, but we don't want this link here, so we need to not do that. See, this is what happens when you do these kind of things live. Right, that is much better. So what we could do now is we need to tie this back in to the main route. So we will pull forward a bit, hit record, and we'll have a look where we think the best place is to tie back into. Now I think probably this point here. So click again and click there. Cool. So turn off record, and we'll head up this way to see if we need to create a bit of a loop. So just testing the BGA unload trigger. There we go. So it's now detected the tick trigger, and that is as far as it's going to go. So that's cool. The route off into the distance goes to various other points, probably other farms, etc. So a bit cheaty, but I think we're going to utilise the fact that we've got a drive-through bunker, and the fact that although we may be in the future on this Let's Play sending vehicles up here just to deliver, the chances are we're going to be unloading stuff ourselves. So we're going to create a loop through the drive-through bunker and back out towards our farm. So we've just come through the bunker. We're now going to click on this point here and possibly this one down here, I think. Put a bit of a curve on it so it's not a really sharp turn. There we go. And now we can pull forward, and that's all good there. What we will do is where it crosses. So this point here is going to be field 34 weight. So if we field 34 weight, and enter that. Like I said, these points may change in the future. So if we just drag that to there, cool. There we go. So we now have field 34 weight. So that's our grass field. So we've got a loop to the BGA. We've got a weight point for 34. So now we'll head back up to the junction with the main road and see how that works. So we're at the junction, and if I just try and tell the worker to go to the main farm, it worked. Really? I wasn't expecting it to do that. Very interesting. Okay, well at least that works. I was getting an error before that it said it couldn't find the target, so that's going to pull round there. Okay, happy that that works. Very good indeed. So the fact that it's given me an error though tells me something is not linked around that junction area. So we'll get back to the junction and see if we can work it out. So we're up by the junction, and I was getting mixed results with it saying it couldn't find the target. So what I've done is pulled onto the route going this way, and we've created a loop round onto this two-way course here. There we go. So we'll just drive that little bit of the route there, and then what we want to do is do the same from here to here. So we've clicked and we are rolling the mouse. I'm not quite sure why it's wanting to do that little bit there, but that's not a problem. So we can just drag these all the way up here and smooth that out somewhat. It might have been user error on my part, like I said. Not an expert. This is just how I do it. Okay. So now that loops back round down to there. So if we go main farm, oh, you're joking, we get a bit of an error there. So let's have an investigate. So we'll drive the route and see if we can work out why it's throwing a bit of a wobbly. So, okay, so we've got a point from there. Will it go now? So it will go now. So this is the sort of... Okay. Very, very odd. I think we are sorted now. I've changed the route ever so slightly and deleted a joint out into that field there. Interestingly enough, coming out the junction, and if you just sat sort of in line with the white fences there, it picks up the route back down this way anyway. So either way, it is going to get back there. So that's cool. Happy with that. Let's get some waypoints set up for our other fields. So just on the way down to our field here, and at the moment, for the amount of equipment that we've got and the amount of carting of produce we're going to be doing, the route where it's this is a one-way course, very, very close together, is absolutely fine for us. It may be in the future, once we expand and go, you know, get more kit and we're delivering more often and moving between fields, we may come through and record this as a two-way course. So to do that, we would right-click on the record button down here, and that brings up a two-way course, as you'll see. So we can just turn that off and we'll delete that point because we don't need it. So that's how we would do that. So the only other thing that makes it a little bit tricky is, so we've got this point here, so we need to drive into the field, and this is a bit better because we've got a nice entrance, so we can drive in here and we'll make sure we're off the road, and we will create a point, and first we need to check which field number we are, 39. So create target F39 and wait. Where's that gone? You know what I've done. So, silly boy. So we need to edit the selected target. That's not the right one. And we will change that to have nothing there. We'll hit the record button. There we go. Now we can create field 39. Wait. Super. Right. Let's reverse out, get back onto the main road, and get the turning sorted. So, parked up on the road, we can hit record, and we will just move that point ever so slightly there. There we go. We can drive into the field. There we go. Join those 2 points up there and just turn off recording for a second. There we go. Okay, so that's our waypoint set. Now, for this as well, I've turned off crop destruction simply because I would probably now do a loop through the crop back to a point where we could exit. It's just the way I do it. So let's get that done. So there we go. We've done a loop through the crop and back round, and we've attached our node from here onto the course, heading back down to the main farm. So let's turn off record, and we can hit go to main farm, and off it goes. So we know that that works. So now what we can do is head to our other field and do exactly the same. So we're up at the entrance to field 45 there. So that's the other field of ours. We're on the node that we want to be on. So we can hit record and start driving through. And we're probably going to take this way a bit. There we go, and we will stop recording. Start again till we get our point. And this is field 45. Wait. And then it's the same case of create a loop back round and join it back up to the main course. So this is an example of how not to do things. So what I've done is I've come round, and I was sort of going this way. Now that is very, very sharp. We've got the collisions on the hedges on Attingham. So I've moved all this course out here. So now we're going to go as far where we want to be, which is this point here. Yeah. So click on that one, and roll the mouse. There we go. So now what I'll do is I will back up into the field, and then we'll test exiting and see if it works. So all backed up into the field again, and if we turn on Autodrive, it's going to drive to the course and hopefully get round. Bit of a collision. Hopefully it's going to work itself out. If in doubt, power it out. There we go. Super. So that works. So we'll get turned around and we will head up to the store. So before we get to the store, we have got the junction with the busy main road with all the traffic. We've got to negotiate this. We are going to want to at some point go to the animal market, and there's a bale sell point up there as well, and possibly a manure and slurry buy point. There was in 19. I haven't actually checked to see yet if that has made its way into this version as well. So first things first, we can see over here we've got the route going this way and the route going that way. So first of all, we will click on this point and we'll join those up. So that's going to be a nice turn there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll probably go between these here. So we're sort of out and straight onto the route. Now, let's just pull forward. There we go. Traffic has stopped, thankfully. So, I'm going to go from here over here, but I don't know which is which at the minute. So we're going to pull them out and we'll see what's what. So we can go from here to here, and then here to here. Now I've left this one unused because I don't want it, and I don't want that one either. So then we need to wait for the traffic to clear, head over there, and we can delete that point. So again, we are at the livestock sales animal dealer, and we've got a course coming in and we've got a course coming out. Now, in this state here, that's not overly useful to us, so we're going to zoom out of it and look where the last point was. So we'll move that across a bit, keep that going straight there, and start to move it over as we go up. So what we're aiming to do is give ourselves enough room to turn around. There we go. Now, let's zoom in. And for this, again, we are going to be with the vehicle at this point. You know, we'll be picking up cattle or selling them or whatever. So we can say animal dealer, and we'll leave it at that. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that point and delete this point. And what we'll do is reverse up. We will select animal dealer and just drive to that point there. See, that needs to move. There we go. Right, now we are here. We can hit the record and we'll do a bit of a loop. Nice and steadily around. Go. And then when we're here, we can just join that point there. And then reverse back up so we can then select this course and we'll delete that out. And then we've got our animal dealer loop and we can head back to the main road. So we are up at the junction with the main road, I guess you'd call it. Now that course goes off to the edge of the map, so we don't need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this point here and this point here, and we're going to have a nice wide arc turn. There we go. So that's that bit done. We've already got the junction going back that way, so that is very handy. We'll never need to go straight on because I'm not going to drive off the edge of the map. So now we can head over the bridge, look at the beautiful river, and make our way to the store. So here we go. Now again, we've got the splines off the road going down into the junction, so we just need to make our turn. So we'll click, and roll that like that. We can do the same for this one. So coming back out onto the main road, then we can head down into the actual store itself. Oh, sorry for the collision. And again, now I don't quite know what's going on in here. There's a lot of different routes, but we'll work it out. So we want this one here. So this is the inn. Click and roll. Nice wide turn. And we'll head this way round. So let's have a look at what is going on in here. Now it looks like we've got two potential routes here, so it's not a problem. Let's work out where we want to end up parking when we come to the store. I would say probably here, I think. So again, create edit target. This is the main store. You can call these whatever you want, but this is just my way of naming stuff. So then we'll just drive back round here, following the course as we go, as near enough as we can. Now you could, if you wanted to, drive around and delete all of that and re-record it, but I think for what we're going to be doing, that's fine. So then we want to be on this point here, and probably go for this one so we can get a nice wide turn. There we go. And just as a bit of a test, we'll hit record and see if it works going to the animal dealer. There we go. So that means we've got no broken routes. Let's see what it does when it gets out here. It's going for it. Super. And there we have it. That's rather good. I'm pleased with that. Now, Autodrive courses are, you know, sort of only limited by your imagination, I guess. Junctions can get a bit busy, but, you know, it's Autodrive is very, very clever, and yeah, it's always something that you can tweak and grow and redo. It's not set in stone. So I think that's all the points that I wanted to get in today. We'll head back to the main farm and just have a quick double check to see if there's anything that I've missed. Just pulling in to the main farm, and that went absolutely brilliantly. No issues with the course that we've set at all. So, like I've said before, this is by no means perfect. This is my way of doing it. There are probably far better tutorials and how-tos on using Autodrive and all the other little idiosyncrasies and knacks of way of doing things. But this is just to show you how I've done it. So, hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a brain fry on my part, a lot of thinking. And yeah, but it's been good. I will put this course on my Discord, so feel free to join, say hello, and grab the file. Obviously, it's going to grow and change, and I'll put some updates in there when I make them. But yeah, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Episode 0 almost. And yeah, tune in again next time. And yeah, let's continue on Attingham together. Take care.